Hi everybody, welcome back to another reading. I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve. And if you watched the video that I posted on New Year's Eve, which it's probably still uploading right now. I got cat hair in my mouth. That's what happens when you love a cat. Cat hair often winds up in the mouth. Anyway, I had very spontaneous plans to do a New Year's thing with a recent friend / acquaintance, but there was some communication weirdness. I don't have her number. We communicated on Instagram. I was like, I might go, and then I did go, and I waited for an hour and I didn't hear anything. And I don't know. I guess communication it didn't line up. It's fine, but it made me think of this thing that people talk about, which is everything happens for a reason. And, this is what happened tonight, I feel, is one small example of how plans and intentions and the path of life winds in unpredictable ways. And God is good, and God is always looking out for us and protecting us. And even though I, was let down in a sense, and to no fault of the person who invited me, it didn't line up. And that's why I was disappointed, because I was looking forward to a social time. Sometimes things just miss, they don't line up, and that's part of life, and it's part of the overarching, unseen, mysterious plan. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make this message to encourage those who need to hear it. If you're going through a moment similar to that, or, you've been working on something or planning something and it hasn't really come to fruition or worked out the way that you expected it to, this is your sign, your encouragement to just trust the flow of life. We cannot resist the flow of life. It's like trying to swim against a rip current, trying to swim against the shore when the powerful current of the ocean is sweeping you in the other direction. You have to go actually with the current until the riptide spits you back out and you can paddle back to the shore. We can't resist the currents of life. So I have my oracle and card decks here, and I just wanted to pull a couple cards to get some messages for people who this is for. What's going on here? I like to keep all of my cards upright so when they get sideways, especially these large rectangle ones, I'm like, have to get them right. Wow. Okay, so these cards, this is the Earth Power Oracle. The first card that flew out was Glastonbury Tor. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Magic flows through my life. I will heal. I have power and it is real. Spiritual power takes time to develop, and I find the right teachers when I'm ready. Okay, so with this card, I just get the feeling that you are maybe moving towards some monument, some goal, some vision that you have your sights set on. You're kind of like at the final stretch of a goal, and your goal is in sight. And you're learning to trust yourself and cultivate your skills even more fully. And then what's so interesting is that these cards have personal significance to me. We have Taos, New Mexico, and then my favorite place. So let's read what they say. Taos says, "We are one. I exercise self-care and care for my community. There is no one spiritual path, but many." And my favorite place. "I know there are places upon this earth that resonate deeply within me. I open myself to the healing power of these places. They are unique just as I am unique." So there's something here about moving towards your, let me see, this energy signature is popping up into my mind, those words, energy signature. There's something here about moving towards a place that sort of has a familiar energy signature. And what I mean by that is, every location carries its own unique vibration. Think about, places you've been to, or if you've lived in the same place all your life, think about how it feels to visit your favorite place versus your least favorite place, or think about environments that you prefer versus, ones that you don't prefer. For me, I prefer to be in the park and not in the hustle and bustle of the city. But I have family down here and a landing pad down here in southeastern Florida, which I don't like being here, to be honest. I mean, I enjoy having this space and whatever, but this is not my ideal environment, so I'd rather be in the park. But also for me personally, I have a really interesting draw to New Mexico. I actually had a precognition about Ship Rock, and if you've never heard of Ship Rock, then I would recommend looking it up. But if you've ever taken a flight over the Southwest, maybe you've seen Ship Rock from the plane, which is impressive. But basically I had this dream about Ship Rock, and I hadn't even heard of Ship Rock. I didn't know what it was until 2.5 years after I had that precognitive dream. I was watching a video of places worth traveling to, and halfway through the video, around 11 minutes, it was like a 22-minute long video, Ship Rock, New Mexico came on, and it was exactly what I saw in my dream. It was this red rock pillar with these 3 dikes shooting off of it, and red rock desert as far as the eye can see, just a plateau, a plain of red desert, and it matched my dream. And that happened a lot, where I was having premonitions and precognitions about particularly the Southwest, red desert, and I was in Utah for 10 months. If you haven't heard my story on that, about my time almost being trafficked and then being illegally kidnapped to be sent to a troubled teen industry cult in Utah, I'd recommend scrolling down around late December to see, mid or late December, to see some more in-depth stories about those times. But Utah, aside from the terror and the trauma, is one of the most otherworldly spots on this earth. And, that is one place that I'm particularly drawn to, the energy signature of the red rocks. It's so surreal. It's so otherworldly. It's so beautiful and incredible. I'm just checking on my cat. Hi, honey. Hi, mama. And so with this dream of New Mexico that I had maybe in 2019 or 2020 or even 2021, it was somewhere around those years, that time, I was dreaming of New York. I was dreaming of New Mexico. I was having dreams of places that I later visited that resonated so completely, both in literal, image, physical ways. I dreamt of imagery that I then saw, replicated from my dreams. And I didn't know what I was dreaming of. I was having these dreams, and I wasn't dreaming of any kind of place that I had, recognized as having been there before. These were all premonitions and precognitions. And anyway, Ship Rock, New Mexico was one. And around the time I was dreaming of all these places that I would then go to, I was having literally tens of dreams about red rocks. Some of them were in the United States, and some of them were in a different country. And I just knew that based off intuition. And so with these cards coming out, I feel like this is a message for whoever, needs to hear it. There's something about the way that things are going on in your life right now, especially relating to the message of everything happens for a reason. If it didn't work out, it's whatever. There is a such thing as divine timing and divine alignment, and the flow of life. Life flows, and we should learn to ride it and be carried by the flow of life and surrender to life. This doesn't mean be passive and don't take action on what we want, because that's important as well. However, change and movement and allowing things to happen and to flow, that's an important part of life. But with that, you might be going through some unexpected things, or you might just kind of be going through some moments where you are caught off guard, or like you're unable to kind of predict what's going to happen next, or how things are going to unfold, or whatever it is for you, however you resonate, if you do resonate. That it has to do with where you're called to, with this like goal. Just the image of the hill with the tower. Magic flows through my life. I have power and it is real. Spiritual power takes time to develop, and I find the right teachers when I'm ready. That's kind of a separate message, but anyway, what I'm connecting to in this card is the image of this tower on top of the hill. It's like a symbol of like your aspirations, what you're going towards, and the sun is low in the horizon, so it looks as if it either is rising or about to set. So that could be symbolic for how you are like almost near the end. You're at the end of the day. You're not yet beginning to wind down. You're spending your final bits of energy going towards the goal, getting through the end of the day, energetically, so to speak, spiritually, whatever. And then with the way that things are panning out, I just feel like this is a message that you're gonna be where you want to be. Like, on a soul level where you're going. You might even know what it looks like. You might even know exactly what that is for you. But wherever it is that your faith is vested and concrete, and that has been confirmed over and over to you, or that you're locked in on a level of faith, knowing this is my future. This is what I envision. This is the vision that keeps returning to my soul. Like full on, full force, whatever. Like the things that aren't quite lining up, I feel like all of it is accumulating toward keeping the space open for your psyche, your emotions, your heart, your mind, and even your physical body, keeping those spaces in you open to be able to receive your vision of your favorite place, whether this is physical and literal, or metaphorical, spiritual. But that's kind of what I'm getting. So I'm gonna leave this here. Please leave a comment if this resonated, and reach out to me if you want a personal reading. I do offer those. If you want to support my channel, you can leave a tip. And I have information on where to do that in the description. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.